Hey, welcome back everybody, 6ftHax here. Got for you guys today another Citra Wi-Fi battle, and I want to say thank you to everybody for the great support on the previous Wi-Fi battle that I did upload. If you guys do enjoy the battle, of course, then make sure to hammer that like button down below. It does take a bit of a process to bring you guys these high quality battles, and this is a match that I got off of my stream last week, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys would ever like a chance to battle me, I do stream on Twitch battling sometimes outside of shiny hunting, which I recently started, and I also tend to look for battles on Twitter when I'm not streaming. So if you do want a chance to battle me, then follow me on there, and yeah, we can hopefully have a match. So this is a battle against one of my very good old friends, Yusei, aka Elite Speed. A lot of you recent people may not know who he is, but he definitely does know what he is doing. And again, we don't have any Ultra Beasts or Tapus going into this matchup, so the biggest threat I saw on his side of the field was most likely going to be that Garchomp. Depending on what kind of set it is will determine on how I can deal with it, as I lead off with my Smeargle in hopes to outspeed this Roserade and try to at least get on my Stealth Rocks. It turns out that he is timid max speed and he puts me to sleep, which actually does kind of suck. So I'm gonna stay in here hoping to wake up on my first turn after getting the mandatory first turn of sleep, but I don't, so that does kind of suck. And I'm going to decide to save my Smeargle for later in this matchup if I can somehow wake up on that Rhyperior or on that Skarmory. So I do switch into my Magearna here, as he does end up switching up his moves so he can catch whatever I decide to switch in, if that's what I wanted to do, because I did expect him to just try and go for a Sludge Bomb, but he did end up switching up moves, which is a-okay by me, because here I will be able to go for the Volt Switch. Very positive in the fact that he's not going to bring in his Rhyperior on a Magearna. I'm going to be able to catch the incoming Primarina, and I do end up getting a crit. Now, I'm not too sure how much that crit ended up mattering in the long run of the battle, but it is going to put him in range of where I don't have to go for the Thunderbolt. I can just safely knock him out with the Shadow Ball, and I do not like shiny Gengar. That was actually a mistake on my part. I did fix this Gengar though, even though I know shiny Gengar doesn't look much different than regular Gengar. It's just I don't know why I don't like the shade of purple. I really don't. So he's gonna bring in his Garchomp, and this definitely told me that he was Scarf Chomp. So since I don't exactly have a safe switch into this, I'm gonna try to switch into my Tweety here in hopes that maybe I can live 2 hits, because I am running a lot of HP investment. Unfortunately though, I do get cleanly 2 KO'd, and now I can get a free switch into my Mamoswine. And because I know he's not going to risk staying in on my Mamoswine, I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and get out my Stealth Rocks. And in pre-Pokebank, Skarmory does not get access to Defog, and nothing else on his team is going to be able to get rid of my Hazard, so my Rocks are here to stay for the remainder of the match. As I bring in my Smeargle, I'm hoping that now I've already slept the mandatory turn, I've slept my first turn, and I'm hoping to wake up here on my second turn, but I do not, and he is going to end up going for the Whirlwind. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I did go for the Spore to try and put him to sleep, and then hopefully get up my Sticky Webs, and then I was going to try and taunt him to prevent him from getting up more spikes, but he Whirlwinds me into my Rainbow, my Bruxish, and now I'm going to decide to switch back into my Smeargle, because I don't want him to just constantly Whirlwind. By bringing in my Smeargle, I can cancel out his Whirlwind and prevent something else on my team from taking some unnecessary damage. As he does make the good play though, he's going to get up his second layer of spikes, allowing me to now get a free switch into my Gengar. And this is where I thought that maybe he would switch into his Rhyperior, expecting the Thunderbolt, but no, he does stay in. Either way though, I would have brought him down to his 30 range, so he would have knocked himself out to recoil here. So maybe in the long run, in hindsight, I should have gone for the Thunderbolt, but I did expect him to want to bring in the Rhyperior, thinking I would go for the T-Bolt. This does now allow me to get a free switch into my Mamoswine, which has recently been nicknamed, so hopefully in the next matchup I can show off the awesome new nickname on my Mamoswine. And I'm gonna go straight for the Icicle Crash. I am Focus Sash, I believe, on this Mamoswine, so now that that is broken, it's no longer going to come into play later in this match, as he ends up bringing in his Necrozma. If this was the Double Dance variant of Necrozma, then he probably could have swept me right here, because there was a possibility that he did have Stealth Rocks on his Rhyperior, and he didn't have rocks on this. But I do switch into my Magearna because this is really my best switch in to this Necrozma, and as long as he's not a setup variant, I should be able to beat him 1v1 as he's going to go for the Thunder Wave here. I'm hoping that I don't end up getting paralyzed because I don't have a safe switch into this Necrozma now that I know that he has T-Wave, because I could try to switch into my Bruxish, but then Bruxish I don't think is strong enough to be able to knock out Necrozma in one hit at the amount of HP that he's at, and I don't want my Mamoswine to take spikes damage and take a psychic on the switch in. So I'm just gonna stay in here and try to flash cannon and get off as much damage as I can to hopefully put him in range of where I can revenge kill him with my Mamoswine or my Bruxish. And he's just gonna stay in here because he has no safe switch-ins to my Magearna, because I am actually a modest max special attack assault vest set. So his best bet to do right now is just to stay in here, Moonlight and Psychic accordingly, and just hope that I get very unlucky with paralysis. But is that how you say it? Is it paralysis or paralysi? I'm not sure. I think it's paralysis. But my Magearna is well trained, and I will be able to eventually beat this Necrozma 1v1 because Flash Cannon does have a chance of lowering Spadef, and I believe I do get it here, which is really good because now he will be closer to being taken out by my Flash Cannon. And if it really comes down to it, I could go for my Floral Cannon, but I'm not going to have to because he is going to decide to not go for another Moonlight here, and he's just going to go for one final Psychic. And thankfully I do not get paralyzed again, and I will be able to knock out this Necrozma and win the 1v1 matchup. But this does now give him a free switch into either Garchomp or, as you're going to see here, his Rhyperior. And this is actually my first time ever seeing a Rhyperior on Sun and Moon WiFi, which is kind of nice because you see all the normal common stuff, and it's nice to see something different like Rhyperior. So he turns out to have Substitute, which I got absolutely terrified of, because if he ends up behind a Substitute, then that means he can either knock out my Bruxish or get off a huge amount of damage on my Mamoswine before I'm able to knock him out. So I was very scared that he would try to go for another Substitute here. Thankfully though, he doesn't want to play around with his luck anymore because I haven't got a single paralysis, so he's gonna knock me out with the Earthquake. What this allows me to do is now get a free switch into my Mamoswine, which Mamoswine can single-handedly win me the battle. So I'm gonna bring in Mamoswine here. Now, because of Solid Rock, I will not be able to knock out the Rhyperior in one hit, and it doesn't matter because I misclicked on Icicle Crash, and then above that I end up missing. Luckily though, I'm able to live. But if I had clicked on Earthquake like I meant to, then I would have been able to get off a huge amount of damage, and then I would have been able to knock him out the following turn and still been at around this amount of HP. But the good thing about it is after Stealth Rocks, both Roserade and Garchomp are in range of where Adamant Ice Shard will be able to knock them out. So because of that misclick and then the miss, actually if I had just hit the move, then I still would have been able to 2 KO him with Earthquake the following turn, but just misclicking and then missing is what will probably be the nail in the coffin for me in this match. As I go for the Aqua Jet, I'm going to be able to knock out the Rhyperior. I'm hoping that maybe I can live an Earthquake or an Outrage from Garchomp as he ends up bringing in the Roserade. I am running enough speed to outspeed max speed 90 base Pokemon, which is what Roserade is, and I will be able to knock him out with the Psychic Fang. And now it all comes down to whether or not Bruxish can live in Outrage or live in Earthquake. And he is Scarf Chomp, so he's not going to be boosted in his attack outside of just being invested in it. So I'm going to try and go for the Aqua Jet here just to see how much damage it does. But either way, after I was like around 50% HP, Outrage I believe did have like a 100% chance to knock me out. So if I really wanted to, I could have definitely gone for the Psychic Fang, but he probably would have brought me down low enough to where Rough Skin plus life orb would have still been able to knock me out. Either way though, that was a very, very fun, good and close game. So good game to my boy Yusei. He doesn't upload anymore, but I'll still leave his channel link down below. Again guys, if you did enjoy the battle, then make sure to hammer the like button down below and to answer the comment question of the day, because I really do enjoy reading your guys' comments. So with that being said, check out the 2 videos on the end screen, and I will see you all tomorrow. So later everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears of hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.